There they are. 1 light, 2 light, 3 light, 4 lights, 5 lights. And it's lights out, and it's go, go, go for Joe and Mew on the front row. Joe gets a good start. Mew has to settle for second place as Sammy down the inside on the hard compound tires. Won't make that move. Mew will get up on the inside, but now Jerome, I think he touches Sammy a little bit there. And now he's very unsettled as Spazzaman trying to go for the move. Down the inside, and there's bit of contact as the mine spins around. That's not what you want to see on lap 1. But I think if it is going to happen, it's going to happen on lap 1. Simi making his way past Rabzog as these two are going wheel to wheel. Ooh! That's a shove off from Rabzog if I've ever seen one. Guys, this is not how you race wheel to wheel. And it is a perfect start for Joe, who's now already 7/10 up into the lead. And now Rafa looking for the move on the McLaren of Dablo into the hairpin. Someone's locked up, someone's gone straight on. I can't see quite who that is. I don't think they lost any positions doing that. And that's a good exit from Swamp Mouth. He might just go for the move here on Cornish Mantis, the two. The Red Bull and the McLaren. We've seen this before just today as the Red Bull gets past the McLaren. And I think, yes, he is ahead. Dablo and Toby have a little bit of squabble. Toby does not have the RS now. Which is, I think, crucial, because I think Rafa might look for a move. No, he backs out of it. He thinks better of it. That might be the smartest move of all today, as Jerome still looking for the move on Sammy, who's still struggling on those hard tires. Another lock up there from Sammy on those hards, and they definitely aren't working for him, as Rafa makes the move into the chicane, or into the hairpin. Sorry, that's not what I was expecting. Where I was expecting the move to be made. But now Jerome, surely he's close enough. He sticks behind the Alpine for now and chooses to make it on the main straight. There's Williams round the hairpin, that's all day, but he seemed to get back going again. And here comes Jerome Hudson down the inside. America versus France, a French person versus an American person. Red Bull versus Alpine, and it's Sammy who just about sticks in front. But surely this is hurting both of their races now, and as Rafa has gotten through and Jerome picks up a 3-second time penalty. This is not what you want to see this early on in the race, as does Toby and I think also Simi. And that is going to be extremely crucial for these two, but they're still gonna go for they're still gonna fight each other. Jerome around the outside this time doesn't quite make it stick. Sammy elbows out, pushes him a little bit wide there, as I think Jerome might just pick off Mew as well. The Williams very, very vulnerable now to attacks from everyone. The softs just completely falling off. Rafa now gets past Dablo, but more importantly, up ahead Joe has a 3-second time penalty. The race leader now has a 3-second time penalty, meaning Sammy is the effective leader of this Grand Prix, and he might be the straight up leader of this Grand Prix in a few corners. Joe coming into the pit lane under the medium compound. It's a front wing change for Joe. So he must have had a collision with a wall somewhere, because Joe is changing his front wing. And that's going to take a lot of time. So he's going to come out in P10 in a nice bit of clean air if he comes out in front of Simi, which I think he will. But he's going to come out in a nice bit of clean air. But he will now have to put this absolute foot to the floor to pay off that front wing change. Cars Dablo and Notabo now side by side. And Dablo gets back up ahead of the Sauber. And Mew onto the medium tires as we predicted. But where does he come out in relation to Joe? And that is the power of the undercut here around Canada. Even if Joe changes wing, he's still gonna be out in front and Mew sectors, as is the McLaren and AlphaTauri side by side now. Dablo and Rafa, as Dablo pulls off a nice move, and now Rafa maybe going back at him here into the hairpin, might go for the dive down the inside. He's gonna go for it, and he's gonna make the move, but Dablo with the old switcheroo tries to get him back, can't quite do that, and I think Rafa has DRS here as well. Yes, he does, which might leave Dablo vulnerable to know the boat. There's yellow flags. I think that's all they... Is he in the wall? Or... No, he's just spun around. He's gonna get back going. Again, nicely. If they do want to go into the hards, if they want to go into the softs, they need to do a few more laps. But now Dablo, I think he's got a good run out of the final corner, or final hairpin here. And he's gonna take all of the slipstream, all of the DRS, and Dablo now going for the move on the Alpha Tower down the inside. If the camera could move, and Dablo stays behind for now, and that's Dablo. And Rafa going side by side into turn 1. This is brilliant racing from the 2. Oh, a bit of a touch, and Toby, what a move! Through goes Notabo as the 2 people ahead of him squabble. And Toby gets through absolutely wonderfully there. That was one of the best moves I've ever seen in an F1 League race. And all of this is allowing Joe to catch up to this pack, but now he's going to get held up. And now it's a real question of how quickly is Joe going to be able to dispatch of these 3 guys, because they are all battling as well. Yeah, like, you are not going to get past them easily, I say that, and he's already passed 1 into the hairpin now, and he's already passed 1 of them. Will he get 2 on this back straight? I think he wants to get both of them. He's just deploying his ERS as we go down the back straight, and it's gonna be Joe with a double overtake on the back straight as Dablo uses him as DRS to go as slipstream to go then into the pit lane immediately, as Jerome also comes into the pits to change the soft compound tires, but that is expertly done from Joe. That's a Ferrari in the wall, that's a DNF, and that's a safety car! And that is perfect for Sammy Joe, as I was just about to say. That changes the race completely. Sammy Joe now on those hard tires, he will be loving life, as he can just peel into the pit lane, put on a new set of softs, and be leading this race. Sammy's got a drive-through. Sammy's got a drive-through on the safety car. That's... I don't know what to say. I'm genuinely baffled. And Jerome Hudson might lead this race. He's gonna be in P2, but Sammy Joe now has a drive-through penalty. Sammy has gone now. Foot to the floor, go, go, go. As we head back into the race. And now Notable defending from Mew. Anyone making moves on lap 1? Doesn't look like it. Sammy got away quite well, as did Jerome. So Sammy and Jerome now right next to each other as Mew. I think he's been led past by Toby there. I think it's been a little bit of a team game. Well, not a team game. So they have let Mew past there. I think that was a coordinated effort from the 2 of them, as Joe now needs to get past Jerome Hudson to win this race, and also needs to build up a 3-second gap to Mew to win this race. And it's gonna be extremely interesting to see how this all pans out, as Sammy will have to serve his drive-through, otherwise he's going to get disqualified soon enough, as Rafa making a move on Swamp Mouth there in the background. This is very much more interesting. It's Mercedes versus Red Bull down the back straight into the final chicane. Oh, Joe does get back up ahead of Jerome Hudson, but now Jerome, he's going to be fighting this one back all the way into turn 1. It's going to be Mercedes, Red Bull, Mercedes into turn 1. Oh, it's a bit tight there, maybe a bit of contact, but Jerome's back down Joe's inside. This is incredible racing right now, and Joe does keep the position, but what racing by these 2. Wow, oh, wow, oh, wow. That was incredible racing by the 2 people in the lead right now. Dablo getting past Toby for P5 in this race, and Mew. Remember, Mew is the provisional leader of this Grand Prix at this very moment. He might have a chance to win this Grand Prix. That's a yellow flag in Sector 2. That's Spazman I think he's round, and it's a virtual safety car. Aspazaman is round by a virtual safety car. Now neutralizes the field. And now gives everyone time to think of their actions, but I think it might be ending, but Sammy needs to serve his drive-through. You are right, Stevie. We are back green. Sammy has served his drive-through. No one's gotten a drive-through from the VSC. That's what we want to see. But now Jerome Hudson, look at him. He's got the run on Joe. Is he gonna go down the inside? Is he? Down the inside into turn 1. It's a bit of contact and Jerome almost spins out. It's the contact between Mercedes and Red Bull. And that's not anything new. We've seen that before. But Spazzaman now out of the session in the pit lane. And Jerome looking like a genuine contender to win this race. Dablo's out. Dablo's out, and it's another safety car. It's a full safety car. Dablo's out in the middle of the track, and that's another full safety car. Oh my. What? That brings Sammy right back into it. That brings everyone right back into it, and Mew, still no penalties, is still in P3. Everyone's now back into this, and we are going to have 2 laps of racing action as we go green. 2 or 3 laps of racing action. Do you box? Do you not box? Do you box? Do you stay out? That's the question now, I think, on everyone's minds, and I think Joe will be influencing a lot of that. Doesn't box. No one's coming in for fresh rubber, even though it might help them all later on in the race. But Sammy Jote, I'll tell you what, from P10, Sammy Jote 2 racing laps, I think he can pull off something miraculous here. And Joe looking to keep the crown. He's gone very, very, very early. And now it's all about who can keep up with him. Joe, 1.3 seconds already up the road, and 1.4 from Mew. And this is the gap we'll be looking at. Jerome in P2 at the moment. Is anyone else going for any moves around the track? No, I don't think so. This is going to be the most important gap we've ever looked at in our lives. Rabsog up into P6, and there's a Red Bull round. And that's a swamp mouth into the wall. There's not going to be any more safety cars. There's not going to be anything else. The gap 1.8 seconds and growing. Gap 1.9 seconds. This could very well still be a Joe victory. He needs to push like hell. Mew needs to keep that gap under 3 seconds. But Jerome already a second behind. Joe is pushing that car like he's never done before. 1.7, 1.8. Mew needs to make this move. He needs to make this move on Jerome, as Sammy making his way back up the field. But Mew, he needs to make this move because Jerome is not quick enough right now. Jerome won't have the pace. He will drop under that 3 seconds. As a little bit slow, going very, very safe through there as Know the Boat. And Rafa going side by side now. One of them doesn't have penalties. Gap 1.8, 1.9. 2 seconds now the gap. This could be a win for Joe still, as Sammy making his way up. Now into P7. 2.1. 2.2. 2.3. 2.3 seconds between Joe and Mew. And Joe might just go and steal it all away. In 2 laps to pull 3 seconds is unheard of. But he is doing it at the very moment. 2.4, 2.5, 2.6, and it's looking like it's gonna happen. 2.7. This is gonna go down to the absolute wire. As Joe needs to push. Mew needs to get this overtake done on Jerome. He's gonna gain. It's 2.7, 2.6. 2.6 the last time we saw the Delta. Joe needs to get it done. 2.5. And I think Mew's done it. I think Mew's done enough. It's not going to be 3 seconds. And it's going to be Joe who crosses the line first. But Mew, who's going to win his first FQ race ever in the season opener in Season 3. He's going to lead the championship as S10 hits the wall of champions on the last lap. That's devastating. On the final lap, S10 into the wall of champions. Cornish Mantis is going to pick up the final point without a front wing. But Mew takes his first ever victory in FQ by 0.365 of a second. Wow. Wow, oh wow, oh wow, was that a race and a half. Oh my god. Okay. Right, let's run you through. Mew takes the victory here in Vancouver before any steering decisions take place. Joe in P2, Rafa completes the podium in P3, Jerome Hudson in P4, Sammy Jode in P5 for Alpine. Toby stays in P6, Star in P6 stays in P6, Simi in P7, Rapstalk P8, All Day P9. Cornish Mantis picks up the last point in the McLaren. Swamp Mouth 11th, S10 12th, Dablo, Spazzaman and Getval carried all DNF from this Grand Prix.